You're Near the Wild with Matt Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska.
Hello.
Hey, Matt Becker.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, John should be here soon. He's up, at least. I know that.
It's good. That's the sound of a gluten-free cracker.
All right. Oh, my God, gluten-free. Because, I know that you have a condition where you can't have gluten. I know that. And you're diligent about it. But I ran into someone this weekend that just fucking infuriated me. But I guess I should ask you if this is possible. If I was allergic to gluten and I ordered a fruit and cheese platter with crackers and the plate came to me with the fruit and the cheese, and then along the rim of one side of the plate was a fanned out row of crackers.
And just cleared the whole plate?
Oh, she refused to have it. She wanted to know if there was another one back there that had no crackers touching.
Okay. She's insane.
Fucking totally insane, right?
Totally insane.
And I'm like, wait a minute. And so now there's Tracy's between me and this gal and her date. And we're sitting at the bar and I'm looking right at Tracy and I'm talking to her and she's all quiet. I'm like, this is fucking driving me nuts. And I know because Tracy goes, yeah, there's no way she's got celiac disease. And if she does, she really didn't handle it like someone who is faced with this all the time. She handled it like someone who's on a fad diet and then goes home and eats fudgicles or something, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm going nuts. And then I look over. Okay, she can't have a plate that was sullied with a cracker sitting on it. Not cracker dust, not, nothing like that. And then she, couldn't pick anything on the menu. So then she just sat there. Hold on. Then I look over and her boyfriend or the person she's with, a guy, he's eating pretzel bites.
The ultimate.
Picking the pretzel bites up, not with tongs and then like swallowing them whole. He's picking up them with his hand and then he's putting them in his mouth and he's chewing them like a human. And then how does that's a way more intimate, merging than laying crackers on a plate, to which she now says no. And then it goes back and goes into the bin. It came out. It can't be served.
Yeah, she's acting like it's some high-level peanut allergy, and the fact is it's digestion effects.
Yeah.
So until it shoves down her gullet, that's like you could get a salad with croutons on it, pick them off. The only hard part is when you get into like pizza. And remember, I can eat wheat bread.
Yeah.
I can eat 100% wheat. And that's what that one doctor finally came out and said. He goes, 3% of the world is gluten-free. 3% of the world. That includes the billions in China, the billions in Pakistan.
Yeah.
So he goes, you can't all be.
Yeah.
And then that's when I read it and it made sense. And then I said, you have to have an allergy to man-made flour.
Yeah.
That has to be. They've altered it so bad that your body's not rejecting it.
Yeah.
Because you're one of the chosen ones. I think he also had it.
Yeah. And I looked up just having celiac disease that like the estimation is like 1% of the population has celiac disease. So,
and I'll tell you what it does is if I eat white flour, it's very simple. It just liquefies everything in your intestines and clears it out within about 45 minutes. So if you want to get on the wheel, like I did in Las Vegas, the wheel where you're on it locked in a big, large Ferris wheel with free drinks. If you buy the $10 free drink thing, you're on there for 45 minutes with no bathroom. So if you think you might have flour in your product, I would not like it right before I get on the wheel of death in Las Vegas. It won't be death until about 20 minutes into it.
Yeah.
So those are the only things when you do that. A movie theater, you go, well, yeah, you want to try the burrito? I go, nope.
Well, you brought up the salad. That's a really good analogy. Basically what she did was she ordered a salad. It came out with croutons. And instead of picking off the croutons or having someone, if she didn't even want to touch them, which it's a digestion thing. It's not a she doesn't break out in a rash where she touches it. Instead of just picking off the croutons and then enjoying the salad. She returned the entire salad and said, "No, thank you. I can't do this. I am allergic to gluten."
Yeah, see, that's crazy. See, what she is Munchausen by celiac.
Well, you know what it is? I thought about it. Munchausen by celiac. I thought about it, and what it is this is the next level of the person with the comfort dog expecting to be treated the same as a service animal. They've noticed a niche where they can kind of get what they want, and people really can't say anything. But I know it just drives people crazy in the kitchen because they know they're fucking dealing with a pain in the ass and not someone who actually has an affliction. Right.
No, we are, look at Lamar Odom. He ODs on herbal, Viagra. And now he's back together with his wife. He just couldn't get attention, and now he got it, and he's doing fine.
Wait,
this lady,
they're back
nobody
together?
Listens to her. Huh?
That's one of the Kardashians, right?
Right. But I mean, the point is he was off the news, he was gone, and then he fucking vomits in a coma, and then at a brothel, and then all of a sudden now they're back together. And you go, what's really going on in the news? Because this shouldn't even be in it. And this lady has no attention. She can't compete with that.
Yeah.
So now the only thing she can do is order incorrectly at a restaurant and then complain.
Yeah.
I mean, my only complaint's ever been that I go there and I go, do you have wheat bread? Even a higher end restaurant, I go, you don't have anything but white flour bread? And they're like, no, and the one told me, she goes, well, you could just order the burger without a bun. And I said, well, for $16, I really don't think a patty is really a good deal. Yeah. And she's like, well, you could have the chicken wings. I go, are they breaded? She looks at me and goes, well, yeah. I go, would you like me to pick the breading off? I don't know what your angle is here, but yeah.
Look, Becker, you're going to a restaurant. You're paying good money for a meal to be prepared. You can't expect it all to be done for you.
No, and
it can't come out to your liking.
I get it. It's just like if I go, hey, do you have flour corn chips like on the nacho? I go, are they flour or not? I need to know. I mean, it's not me being high maintenance. I work in the service industry. I get it. But I go, I really need to know that.
Yeah.
And they go, it's like when somebody orders a Diet Coke versus a regular Coke. Some people, bars in town, I've seen them where they go, oh, who cares? Guy's already fat or whatever. You go, it might be because he's diabetic. It's the reason he's ordering that.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a real underlying. So for me, I'm not asking because I really prefer corn chips because they're better for the environment. No, it's because I'm about to shit your nachos out before I leave the restaurant. So that's a happy medium.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Had to be angry or something, I guess.
But what a great thing though is just to sit next to that and watch it unfold. Because this guy's dating her.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he can't go down her.
I mean,
there's got to be a yeast infection joke there somewhere.
From her standpoint, I mean, from her position, they couldn't even hold hands, But that's not that. She didn't realize that the obvious was oblivious to her. She couldn't touch a plate that had crackers on it.
Well, do the follow up on the one like the peanut allergies, which is a real allergy and it can kill you.
Yeah.
But why you wouldn't have an EpiPen on you 24/7, I have no idea. But the one where they two kids kissed in school and she died. If you go back and read that, no, she didn't. That wasn't what caused it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a lie. I mean, it was one of those things this media ran with, and now everyone quotes it. And I go, it never happened. Go look it up. She had an asthma attack and died. She was a sickly kid,
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't have done drugs when you were pregnant. I don't know what to tell you.
And why are they everyone hates peanuts. They're delicious.
They're great. And you know what? God has a way of weeding out the thin. In the wild, you gotta live. You better hide it, because I'm telling you, you're not gonna be at special parking. But yeah, and that's kind of the way we're supposed to be headed. What we're doing now is we're taking the least of our society and we're making them important. Like
sure.
with they're saying nonviolent offenders should get out of jail. And I go, that's great, but if they commit another crime, they're going back to jail. And they go, well, I don't know. And I go, well, what? So petty theft is going to be normal?
I think when I hear nonviolent though, I think of small drug possession or intent to sell and stuff like that.
Everyone does, but here's the deal. Nonviolent is also me stealing your toolbox on the back of your truck, selling it at a pawn shop for drugs, and all of a sudden I'm nonviolent. But you can't go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
Now all of a sudden you want him just to fucking be let back out because he's not so bad for society. Really? Give me one of my tools back. I'll show you how bad he is for society.
We're waiting for him to punch you. Then we'll escalate the charges.
It's about to be a violent crime.
Let me see if I can get John in here.
I think I'm in.
Hey, John.
Nonviolent crimes.
How long have you been sitting back there?
Wow.
I caught the end of it.
Oh.
Becker's tools got stolen. This guy should
No,
be
they didn't. No, but that's the thing is the nonviolent offenders, they act like it, but you have to go and see the crimes. That's like the one time the guy was going to get life in prison for third strike along California. And they go, all he did was took a piece of pizza. Did you ever read that story?
Well, I've heard similar ones where like they do.
Well, he's the classic one. He's the classic. He's on Venice Beach and he stole a piece of pizza and they go, now he's going to do life in prison. Is there any justice? This is ridiculous. He punched a 10-year-old in the face and took his pizza. This is the reason because it's not a felony to steal a pizza. It's a felony to punch a 10-year-old in the face.
Yeah.
And break his jaw because you were hungry on Venice Beach.
But Becker, you can't sit there and tell me that you've never wanted to punch a 10-year-old in the face.
Yeah, but I had a better reason to the pizza because it has gluten. I can't have gluten.
maybe it was a whole wheat crust.
Oh, then maybe we're getting a little randy now.
That kid got lucky, but there would have been 2 punches to the face.
And this was probably, he could have been one of those, little league baseball playing kids who's all, like, jacked up on steroids with a giant, like, playoff beard.
John, you sound like a public defender.
Being a real dick about this pizza.
Yeah, this guy could have used you.
Yeah, I know. He'd be walking around stealing more pizza if I was on the case. One of my radio producing friends was producing a story about, like, I don't know, horror movies or something for Halloween, and he asked me to talk about it, and I just spent the last, 45 minutes sounding real dumb on the radio.
Sounding dumb what? Like you didn't know what, like you weren't knowledgeable on the topic? Or?
Well, just I guess I just didn't, he asked too many follow-up questions.
Oh,
I think.
He actually prepared for an interview, and you obviously did not.
He did. I mean, yeah, probably. A bunch of friends of mine worked on this movie called Moose the Movie, which Chad Carpenter, the guy who writes the Tundra comic strip, made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I was going to I gave that a shout out, like saying that's a movie. But then he asked me follow-up questions, which really threw me for a loop because I haven't seen the movie. And I kind of... So, he understandably got the impression that I had seen this movie since I was recommending it, but I hadn't. So I tried to describe it, but I, again, haven't seen it, so
you're betting on most people haven't seen the movie.
I was gonna say, hopefully. Chances are nobody's seen it. No offense, but
hopefully.
But you could have said anything. You could have given the synopsis to Star Wars.
But I want people to see it, and now they'll see it and be like, that guy on the radio is fucking full of shit.
How did the 48-hour the Anchorage 48-hour film challenge go?
That went wonderfully. Like sold out show on Saturday night.
Nice.
Over 400 people came and watched. We gave away some money. The films were good. I think it was just all around successful.
And the links are up right now somewhere that we can direct people to go watch some of the winners.
There's a couple of links up. People are still posting their movies, and I'm going to be posting as many as I can starting probably tonight and through the weekend at anc48hour.com. I'm going to try to post as many as I can.
All right.
So were you impressed with the movies this year?
Yeah, I was impressed. There were some good ones. They were fun. I was impressed.
It started to sound like
So it's a moose, and it's just kind of running around the forest, and there's people who are scared. It's a great movie. Everyone should watch it. I was really impressed that this is the first year that everybody who entered actually finished their movie.
You had 22 entries, I remember you saying.
Yeah, so, it's impressive, but that's never happened before. Like, usually at least 3 or 4 teams drop out, and so we had a lot of people who came to watch movies, and everyone had a good time. I think everybody was pretty happy with their movies and with the show in general.
Cool. It gets no better than sold out.
Yeah, so I guess I'll probably do it again next year. Every year I kind of halfway hope nobody shows up, so I'll just stop doing it. That would really free up my October.
Do you have any expenses in this, John? Is this something that you can actually make a little bit of money on, or is this all volunteer and free?
I mean, it's mostly just time.
Yeah.
This year we actually had our first sponsor. We had Cafe del Mundo Black Cup Coffee gave us some money to give away for the prize money.
Oh, great.
So we got to give away $500 to the winning team, and yeah. But mostly it's just time consuming to like answer questions and get everything organized for the screen and make promotions and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the Bear Tube is really awesome. They don't like charge us to rent it. I'm sorry, go ahead, Becker.
I'm sorry. Are the movie makers, are they high maintenance? Do you have to do a lot of follow up after you tell them what the movie is and are the requirements?
Every year there's a couple who are pretty high maintenance and always like have multiple questions, which I don't have the answers to, so I just make stuff up.
Much like your radio interview.
Yeah.
So regardless of whether it's something that you're intimately involved with, like the film challenge, or a movie that your friend made that you know nothing about, you really have the same answer.
You know, I'm a big supporter of everybody, and I think I just don't have time to commit to like thinking about what the answers would be or watching a movie. I'm just here. I'm just here to say that I support everybody.
Well, I will check out those links and I'll put them up on the show page.
Yeah.
I did get a chance to watch a pretty good Halloween movie last week that I'd never seen before called Trick or Treat. I don't know if you guys had seen that one.
I've never seen that either, but I've heard about it a lot and everybody seems to really like it.
I recommend it. It's got some good gore in there and it's got creepy like kid type characters, which is always good. And they're actually trick or treating, which is, it's not just, kids going away to a deserted camp and breaking in, but it's actually revolves around Halloween. It's a good one. Trick or Treat.
Nice. I recently watched Nightmare on Elm Street.
The first one.
In honor of the first one in honor of the passing of Wes Craven.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it holds up. I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're looking for. It's entertaining. It's very entertaining. But shockingly low budget. Like I hadn't seen it since I was like a little kid maybe. And it looks like they made it for like $20, but effective. And, a little young Johnny Depp running around.
Oh yeah. That's right. And
they only had 48 hours to make it, John.
It's impressive that they finished that in 40 hours, but you could tell they cut some corners. There's just weird, there's stuff with, Freddy Krueger and, his arms are all long and stuff. And you can tell it's just a guy with, his arms in his sweater. And they just have, dryer tube, coming out of his sleeves.
No, like a large, gift wrapping tube that they wrap gift wrapping around.
Yeah, and they just put a glove on the end of it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I mean, I was gonna say, John, especially with the 48-hour film challenge and all, I'm sure there's a lot of improvisation that goes on.
Well, in my mind, when you see something when you're younger and it just sticks with you, in my mind, my brain had filled in all of those cheap effects with much better looking things that were much creepier.
Yeah.
But then you watch.
When you're a kid, you're less likely to see the black string holding up the little rocket with a sparkler out the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, the innocence of youth, John.
Because when I was younger, I watched Clam Bake by Elvis, and I swore it was just a great movie. I knew it was campy, and it was hysterically funny to me.
Uh-huh.
And then later I went back and watched it. I told Becky, you gotta watch this. It's hysterical. And it was so long and drawn out and horrible. I was like, wow, what did I remember? At one point he stands on stage, he goes, oh yeah? And he goes, maybe we need a song. He starts clicking his fingers and they throw a guitar at him and he grabs it and starts playing Clam Bake. And that's the part that I think was the biggest in my mind. But that took 20 minutes to get into it. I was like, for God's sake, sing the song already.
That's Becker's Halloween pick this year, Clam Bake.
Clam Bake?
Clam Bake.
It's scary. I actually hit up 2 haunted houses this weekend with my brother. He came down from Seattle and we drove out to Tucson and it was an outdoor haunt and it was called the Slaughterhouse. And there's 4 haunts for one low price. And then they also have an add-on thing called Apocalypse. And I thought it was going to be the paintball thing we talked about, the zombie paintball. but it wasn't. It was actually more advanced than that. It was, all the zombies have like a headband on that has some kind of a laser receiver. So like, it's kind of like a laser tag, right? But all the zombies, you have to shoot them in the head, and you've got basically an M16 rifle that has a CO2 cartridge in it. So it's puffing, like you feel, when you pull the trigger, you feel it like kind of jog in your hands. It's pretty badass. And they're metal guns. And, you go up into this thing. It's an old Farmer John, meat packing plant. And you're up on the second floor where the admin buildings were. And you're basically going through the maze, and these zombies are jumping out at you, and you have to quickly shoot them. And then the trigger will, light up, and it'll shake. It'll give them a little shake. And they drop like a fucking ton of bricks when you shoot them. I gotta give it to them, man. They fucking start to finish. Everyone flopped to the ground, man, if they got lit up.
So you could do that in Alaska then.
Oh yeah. And that, I thought that was actually more fun than what paintball sounds like, because paintball's pretty fucking messy. And, these guns were pretty badass. I mean, you're walking through a dimly lit haunted house. Like, haunted houses are notorious for like having no light. So you have to have some amount of light because you have to be able to maneuver through. And, it was pretty badass. I would say that was well worth the 20 some bucks to get in for that one. That one attraction was $25.
So how accurate is the gun? Pretty accurate.
I mean, you gotta aim, but I mean, you're swinging it around, and they've got, you've got a one single shot, one pull of the trigger is one shot, or they do a semi-automatic, a 3-burst, but you only get 150 total shots. So it's better to just go the single shot. The kids were, we were in line, and, we catch up to another group, or a group catches up to us. And there were some kids, and they were halfway through the maze, and they were like, "I think my gun's broken." It's, nah, dude, you've been firing it, shooting your friend in the back of the head half the time, with the semi-automatic. You're out of bullets. But that was.
What happens when you're out of bullets halfway through?
Well, that's the thing, is there's no penalty to running out of bullets, or, if someone in your group doesn't shoot the zombie just keeps coming at you, But does
he kill you?
No, that's the thing. Is like there's really no repercussions to not being a good shot, which is too bad, because they have these things. They have these rooms now where you're supposed to, like an escape room. I think we talked about that, where a zombie at one end will be on a chain, and as time goes by, you have to figure out the clues to get out of the room. But like for every few minutes, the zombie gets closer and closer to you because the chain is like released. And if the zombie touches you, you are out. And there's a group of like 20 of you in that room. You're all trying to figure out the clues to get out of the room. Now that one's different. If you get touched, they take you right out of the room.
Can you throw one person at the zombie to give yourself more time?
I guess you could do that. That would be a strategy. But you're not
like, they should have exits. I mean, they should have, well, I don't know, maybe like zombies, like if you're out of bullets, the zombie should pull you off to the side, like you're out, you're just away from your team. And if you make it all the way through the end, you should get like a free helicopter ride.
I definitely agree that there needs to be some kind of like, like maybe not like thrown out of the maze, but they take your gun and then you go, down a big slide or something like that. You gotta give something.
Or just a big net. Maybe like they throw a net over you and drag you away.
That would be funny too. Right. Yeah, this was
they shave your head.
Yeah, you'll save your bullets next time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you also know who not to pick on your team. The bald guy. So that was fun. The 4 other haunts though, they were all right. But we do a thing called a fast pass. So we pay extra so we don't have to wait in line. Cause you can wait in line up to 2 hours, sometimes more.
See,
especially.
That's brilliant. Just throw money at it. That's the way I do it.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, I mean, do you really want to spend 4 hours with a lot of teenagers? The teenagers,
some people do.
Well, yeah. That's a creepy factor all
The guy with the snake, he'll stand in line all day.
But I mean, we got through it pretty quick because we paid, usually it'd be it's like $35 to do everything, and we spent $60 each. But then we had someone take us to the front of every line. They have a separate like shrouded line so people don't see you cutting. And then the first people in line are the only ones that see you like skate the line. But everyone knows what's happening. It's not a thing where people get pissed. I mean, it's totally worth it. But you do that at Universal Studios, that's going to cost you $120 per person. But you're going to get to go on every single maze.
So worth it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, you break it down, time's worth money. I mean, these kids are waiting because they don't have money, but
exactly.
Yeah. And
so that had 4 mazes. We went in 3 of them because one of them was down.
I guess I would pay extra because I don't want to waste time waiting in that line. I need to get through all this stuff so I can go to a bar.
Exactly.
And waste more money.
Or to another haunt or whatever. But, standing in line and this is, you're basically in 2 of the haunts, you're standing in the area that the cattle would stand in before they went into the processing plant. So it was it wasn't lost on me how similar it was, that you're basically just milling around, shooting the shit until you go inside.
Do they get all the people that used to work there year round to be the zombies for, 1 month a year?
That's my major complaint with the place. I was with my brother, so we look at it and we try and see if our product's in there and stuff. They basically decorated everything with the old, all the mechanical stuff that they used in production that they salvaged. They used that and, spiderwebbed it and, put lights and stuff. But they had no real props, no real, gore. And they had a room called the boiler room, and they had another one called the City Meats. I thought City Meats, we're gonna see some slaughter shit. They were mannequin heads. They were fucking heads off of like kid and adult mannequins and then just kind of painted up. They had no guts and gore and sides of beef or anything like that, which it's right there. You can still see it's an old, like fucking processing plant for Farmer John, hot dogs and meats.
Sometimes you're too close. You don't see your natural ability.
Yeah.
Just slaughter a pig in front of them. All these kids would piss themselves.
But you can do that. You can do that.
Yeah.
You go in normal, but you leave a vegan.
My brother went to a haunt in a junkyard out in just outside of Seattle, Washington, and these brothers run it. And it's an actual junkyard, and then they set it up to where there's a maze around these like junker cars, which, you're walking through mud and puddles and, sharp edges and stuff. So it's kind of crazy.
Syringes.
Yeah, exactly. And then my brother noticed this one really fucking cool, goat head that was rotting on a stick. He's all, where'd you get that? That thing looks great. And he goes, oh, we ate that a couple of months ago, and then we just stuck the head out. And then Michael's all, that's a fucking real? That's like rotting meat in your haunt?
It's gotta really hurt a guy who sells Halloween props when guys just improvise.
But then the guy's like, oh, you like that? You're gonna love this, and opens up a trunk and it's just a dead body. Like, this guy stole some tools from me.
Bunch of baby heads hanging off the telephone line. They're like, hey.
I'm gonna start a haunted house that's just in an office, and it used to be a web design company, but then everyone got laid off. We used to make apps, and now it's haunted. This monitor just turns off and on by itself. Ooh. I'm working on it.
Yeah, no, I could see where.
I don't have a meat packing plant. I don't have access to that.
I understand.
Well, that's the beauty of it is that you can get these places, on the outskirts of a town that, there hasn't been anything out in that area for a while. And this was off the freeway. And, in kind of an industrial area. The thing that was crazy though is it was raining, really hard before we got there, and it was still raining a little bit while we were in line, and we were kind of amazed at the amount of people that wore sandals to a haunted house. Like open-toed shoes, like full on, like flip-flops, and standing in the mud to get their tickets, and then going into a haunted house where even Tracy rounded a corner and there was a nail sticking out and it ripped the bottom of her pants. I mean, having worked in a haunted house for a couple of years and building one, there are nails fucking everywhere. We buy drywall screws, by the boxes, and all that shit. It's staples hanging out from the walls and stuff like that. I just was amazed that people wear sandals. And then the the gal that took us around to all the haunts, she's wearing sandals. So I don't know what the policy is, but it seems like that'd be a liability.
Did people dress up like to go to it?
No.
No? Everyone's just street clothes.
Yeah.
It's too early. Nobody dresses up until closer to Halloween.
I dress up every day.
I think there's a problem with you dressing up as someone who might look like you work there as a haunted character in a place where they've got haunted characters.
Right, but I mean, I would come as like, say, a cop. Like full-on cop with lights.
Well, we got to the area early, and it was raining, like I said, and we had to drive around a little bit, and I didn't have a jacket or anything, so I did find a thrift store, and I go, hey Tracy, let's go in and grab, like a hoodie or, maybe a rain jacket or something, and I did find a rain jacket that had a security on the shoulders, on the sleeve, so I was rocking a security jacket at the haunted house. So I guess you're right. I guess.
Hey, is that beer, kids? I'm gonna have to take that.
But the second one we went to in Phoenix was a way better one, and it was 13th floor. They've got haunted houses in Chicago and let's see where else. Well, they've got a bunch of them. They're nationwide. They buy haunted houses that go out of business, and then they build them up and make them better. And that was kick-ass too.
No one's done a weed themed haunted house. We're like
they're all a little weed themed, if you know what I mean. You can smell.
Yeah,
it.
but I mean, what about a moving couch where you just sit on the couch, smoke weed, and I drive you through it? It's like a hayride.
Yeah, big guy pushes you like a love seat on a skateboard.
Yeah.
If you smoke enough weed, any couch becomes that, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, they're using the gun to smoke dope through. You're like, what are you doing? How are you supposed to use that?
One thing I've noticed though, and it's not at like the amusement parks, but the one-off haunts, like the one at the slaughterhouse one, they tell you, they're not ashamed to say it. They say the actors can and will grab you. And that's something that is starting to become more prevalent out there. I don't understand that at all. I just don't understand the chance for liability,
Yeah, because I would not be fascinated by that at all.
Well, I walked into one, and there was a mad guy, like, and he's coming at me, and I know you just keep walking, right? Well, he had like one of those long barbecue basting brushes. So it was like a paintbrush on the end where you would dip that in the sauce and like baste the ribs. He came at me with that and then like painted across my cheek whatever slime was on that. And I thought, he's doing that all night to everyone with that fucking basting brush.
And what was even on that brush? You have no idea.
I fucking have no idea.
You don't know that guy.
He's a master baster.
He's a master baster? Is that what he said?
But, I don't understand any physical contact because I always feared it, like when I lived in Arizona even. It was like the haunted houses. I rarely wanted to go because there's usually teenagers and ironically gang members. And, I went, how do they never have an issue? Like, even if you jump out and scare them, they just shoot you. Did you get searched?
No.
Yeah, see, that's scarier.
I think I had a Swiss Army knife in my pocket too. Just in case the basting brush guy came back.
I don't know. I wonder if that's ever happened. I think we would have heard about it. And I think it would have happened within the last 3 years.
What are you talking about?
A shooting at a haunted house.
Oh yeah, there's violence all the time.
But they do it at movies, so I can't imagine a place where you could just have anonymity. That's always the problem with like.
Well, they also do it at churches and schools and shopping
I know, but
centers.
Anytime you add, like that's why I was asking if people were dressed up. But anytime I would just dress like a zombie and go shoot somebody and run off and they go, it had to be one of our guys.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is you could carry in something to zombify your outfit real quick, and then you could be just walking around like you work there.
Mm-hmm. And then take it off, and then you're out.
Yeah.
There's no proof.
I don't know what the gain is. They're probably hiring. They'd probably hire you.
Crime. It's senseless crime.
Yeah.
What made America famous?
Yeah, like hat pins on the subway. Like guys would do that, poking people with big long hat pins on the subway.
What's a hat pin?
It's like a long, 8-inch sharp pin.
Ooh.
Yeah.
With a nice decorated end on it.
Yeah, a little they were all the rage, John, at one time. And that would affix your hat to your hair. So if you had one of those hats that kind of like sat like a skew of the top of your head. It would hold it in place. Think Jackie Kennedy.
All right. And then people would stab people with these on the subway?
Every couple of years you hear about it in New York.
Yeah, they'll stick you in the ass with it, and they'll have like an epidemic. They go 36 cases of people being stabbed on subway, and they don't know they can't really protect it. They go, I don't know, wear a helmet on your ass. I don't know what to tell you.
Very annoying at the very least, and unsanitary too. That's a health issue, I guess. You pricking 6-7 people an hour on the L line.
Yeah, but New York now has the free hat pin exchange program, so it's
safer.
Yeah.
But you're at the mercy of the person. Are they changing it every time?
Yeah.
Why would they get a clean one?
Well, because it's the free exchange.
Still, it takes time. They don't have time. They got to go poke people.
Train doesn't stop.
So those are my haunts.
Well, I'm going to try to go to the one we have here. I think we just have the one here.
You have the one. It's at hauntak.com, and it's the Gateway to Darkness. And I think that's out in Wasilla, where they have those Quonset huts where they have paintball the rest of the year.
I'm going to try to go.
Give it a shot, John.
My girlfriend really does not want to go, but I'm going to try to get her to go. Oh.
Yeah, what's a haunted manor?
Their website has autoplay music.
Yeah, I was going to pull it up earlier, and I remembered that there's music on that. Which that's fucking annoying. Anyone who's got a website that automatically plays. Yeah, they don't buy any stuff from Ghost Ride, but he's been in business quite a few years. Like I said, it's a Quonset hut, and they change it over for this part of the season, and then the rest of the year it's paintball.
Our next podcast will officially be our Halloween podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna wear costumes?
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely dress up, and we'll do it from the birdhouse.
All right.
I start on the decorations for the front of the suicide house this weekend. And Becker, I love your idea of having a haunted house treasure map that we're going to put out at the farmers market this weekend. That's why we're going to decorate this weekend, is so that people see it.
The build-up.
Yeah, the build-up, exactly.
And a big clock thing on top that has a countdown till Halloween.
Oh, that would be good, but that's a little bit out of our budget. So hopefully we'll get them. But what we did was we did a little market research with some young kids that were at my cousin's house this weekend, and they hands down both agreed that Butterfingers, full-size Butterfinger, was the best bar to offer to get the kids over to our block.
Is it gluten-free?
It's not gluten-free.
All right, screw your house.
So is the theory with that, like, you give out the full-size Butterfingers, and then like the first kids who come will get them, and then tell the rest of the kids like that's the house to go to?
No, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put full size bars on the flyer on the treasure map, and then we know a couple of people who come to the fun house here on football. We're gonna tell them to let their kids know to tell other kids at school. So then we'll get word of mouth, All
right.
It is a weird thing trying to get kids to come to our house, because it's really not a kid-friendly place.
Right, and then you want it not to come back.
Yes,
so. That's the problem. Yeah. Once they know you got those full-size Butterfingers, Greg, they're going to be knocking on your door every day.
Well, I mean, that was quite a thing. I just figured Snickers. I always figured that was the Cadillac of bars.
No.
But then, I don't know. I mean, what would you assume kids would like?
Kids are really into that artisan dark chocolate nowadays. You get some like Mast Brothers chocolate from Brooklyn.
Jalapeno cardamom chocolate.
I do loose Jello.
Salt.
Just loose scoops of Jello.
Like a scoop of Jello. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we could do a cherry red or a blackberry. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I go with
or chili. Just
corn.
Cups of chili. Here. They stand there and eat it.
We can serve it in a cornbread bowl.
Finish your chili.
Well, just in case they're already eating something from another house, they don't have to eat it right away by giving them the scoop. They can carry the cornbread bowl and the hot chili to the next house.
And then there's just a bunch of kids running around the street with like their pillowcases like sopping with chili on the bottom, telling everybody else like, that guy's giving full scoops of chili. It's got meat and beans.
Well, you really don't have to ask where you got the chili. You just follow the drips back to the house where it started.
Spooky. Parents are coming up going, are you serious?
Make sure you get that chili x-rayed. So, question for both of you guys, as you are both Halloween decoration aficionados. What should I get for my house that will have the most impact?
Lights.
Yeah, lights.
And sound.
Oh, and, what do you call it? What do you call it? The heads, the cemetery things. What are they?
Tombstones.
Tombstones. There you go.
I could do that.
Tombstones. Yeah, and
like a string of lights or like a black light.
You can get these they're 110, but they're LED, so they're low watt, and I think they'll probably have them at Fred Meyer, and they're like a floodlight, and they have some that have some movement to like a wavy thing, and you do that, you just do one on each side of your door and point it at the house, and that'll be plenty. And if you do that and then have the tombstones in front, you can use the shadows from the tombstones to create, kind of an eerie look on the house as well. How much snow do you guys have on the ground?
None. We're still at none.
Perfect.
But it's 40 degrees, so it's not going to be as, last year, remember, it was, I think 72 on Halloween.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're headed away from that.
So John, are you guys having a party at your house, or are you going to just, scare kids or nothing? Turn off the light?
Just scare kids. I don't really have any Halloween plans yet. It doesn't really it feels like it's very far away, even though it's only, like 10 days away.
Yeah.
I'm not ready at all.
Well,
what are you dressing up as, John? What's your costume?
I'm thinking of going as a Tapatio man.
Oh, the guy on the bottle of Tapatio hot sauce?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if
that's a convertible, costume, because that could also be Juan Valdez.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
throw a poncho over my shoulder.
Yeah.
No, and then after midnight, you can do Day of the Dead.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
Dude, that's 3 years in a row right there.
Yep. That's what I'm doing. Gotta find a sombrero. I used to have a really nice sombrero. Can't find that thing anywhere.
Well, right now.
I have a couple if you want them.
Perfect.
And Becker, what are you going as this year?
This year we're shooting as, Ricola guy.
Ricola.
Ricola.
Oh yeah, the guy wearing lederhosen?
Yeah, lederhosens and the long, horn that's going to go all the way back to the birdhouse. So, that.
Can you smoke out of that thing?
You can do whatever you want with that thing. I'm going to pour booze in it and just tilt it up every hour. But, that, and then, of course we're doing, Alice in Wonderland. So I'm going to be, of course, the Cheshire Cat on that. And then, or the rabbit. I could still be the rabbit. I mean, we're still a coin in the air on that. There's so many characters in that.
You guys are still doing like face painting and all that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's going to be
costume contest.
Yep, Zilf on Friday and
the Zilf contest.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You can't miss it.
Be there.
And what else? Then I'm looking into. I want to do zombie too. I really want. I might do Thursday. I might do zombie because I like the zombie thing and I have a great zombie outfit. I took Bart's jacket. Remember Bart's jacket you made for him? Oh,
the zombie. Yeah. You just shred it up.
Such a great jacket. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm wondering. I'm into Walking Dead two episodes this season so far, and I'm wondering what's next because the zombie thing's getting pretty played out as far as the haunted houses go. I'm wondering what the next thing is going to be.
Zombie works really well for haunted houses. It's all.
Yeah, but it's
just a lot of them.
Yeah, but it really is kind of a cheap way to go because there's just a bunch of people like stumbling around. Here's what I want to do. Maybe we can make this happen. I really like horror sci-fi movies. Like Event Horizon. Okay. Can we have a haunted spaceship attraction?
See, that could be the near future.
Everything's going to be virtual reality soon. So, but I think it'd be cool to go into a warehouse where it's when you walk in, your group is recruited for this mission to an abandoned space mine or something. Mm-hmm. And then you're there's lights and you're teleported. Maybe somebody comes and hits you over the head with a hammer and you wake up and you're in a spaceship. Let me get this straight. Someone actually hits you over the head? No, I'm just saying we got to work on the
You're abducted by aliens. You walk in the warehouse, you're abducted by aliens that are hiding in the warehouse and they're all dark skinned and they basically hold you and make you work in the fields.
It is a 2-week long attraction where you are enslaved. That sounds familiar. Should we start this in the South? Maybe do a test market?
We could, I mean, I think that's
another idea, the historical haunted houses.
Speaking of historical reenactments, how about the Tombstone where the guy had a live bullet?
Oh yeah. Not one. I think he shot 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
Okay, so Tombstone is about 27 minutes from Bisbee here in Arizona. And it's basically a town that is a tourist attraction because it is the old Tombstone, and they had the shootout at the OK Corral, and they had the Earps were running the town at the time. They were the sheriff. And there is a small presentation, a reenactment on a small scale in this back area where they've got these bleacher seats, and you sit there in the hot Arizona sun, and they kind of run through the happenings of that day, the shootout at the OK Corral. And it's all right. It's these guys aren't lighting up the thespian world with their acting, but this past weekend was a big thing. It was it has some fucking name for it. It was like Hell Weekend or something. It was a big tourist destination.
Is it also a fraternity? They do like Pledge Week?
No. What the fuck? Becker, do you remember what it was called?
I don't remember what they were calling, but yeah, it was like an anniversary or something.
Yeah, it was some anniversary, and it's a big thing. There's like 4 or 5 times a year where they do something. Well, they move that demonstration out into the street where there's no cars. It's still a dirt road, and they've got, the one street is just basically what it looked like back in the day. And they've got guys walking around, dudes walking around with chaps and guns and all this stuff. And they had this thing going on out in the street, and this guy, one of the actors, ran into the scene late. He got there late, and he pulled his gun from his car, which had been loaded with live rounds, and went right out into the street.
Did anybody get shot?
Well, the guy he was supposed to shoot got shot in the groin area, and my first reaction was like, wow, you're really aiming, but why you aiming there? They do this show like 5 times a day, and it's like he's aiming. And then some gal got hit, like glanced or something, and what I thought was weird, I'm curious what you guys think. She refused any kind of medical assistance. She just left.
Well, yeah, all they usually give you is something to bite on and a shot of whiskey. So who cares?
But you passed up the whiskey. I mean, why wouldn't you just go? There's a hospital right there. Well, actually, it's in Bisbee, so it's 15 minutes away. No, 30 minutes away. But why wouldn't you just go? You know what I mean?
Well, she didn't want to lend any credence to those anti-gun nuts who don't think everybody should have a gun. Like, so she's just saying it's not a big deal. You walk it off.
Well, the only time I hear of anyone like not doing something like that
is usually a felon.
I was going to say warrants, a bench warrant or something like that. It's like, look, we don't need cops involved. Your car looks all right. Mine's a little banged up more. So, I'm just saying we'll just, call it off. Well, that guy's got no insurance. The guy saying that has no insurance.
But it was amazing. You go to those things and you wait to be disappointed, and this one was the one you want to be at.
This was the one.
Did the guy get arrested?
Well, yeah, what happens here?
Well, what happened is that they did a follow-up on the news, and they said, well, there's a safeguard. You have to check your weapon in. It has to be checked, everything. And somehow he didn't do any of that. He showed up late, apparently, and he just showed up, boom, walked out, and did it. And he had live rounds.
He keeps his prop gun next to his real gun in his Honda Civic.
But the mayor of the town inspects the guns. They have them sign them off before you're allowed to go out with them. I mean, no one's allowed to do what happened. And they said all the safeguards in the world, and this guy had a live gun and he shot people.
And why is this guy rolling around with fucking a loaded gun under his seat?
Again, it's that mentality, you have to have it because there might be a guy like me out there.
But this is the thing. I know what you're saying. Like on set, when they're filming a movie, there is someone that all of the guns pass through. There's one person who's in charge of collecting the guns, making sure everything is appropriate, and then issuing the gun. And then as soon as the scene is finished, collecting that gun. It goes right back to the armory or wherever they've got it, right? Mm-hmm. Like I said, this is Tombstone, Arizona. I fucking doubt that any of those safeguards are adhered to on a day-to-day basis.
No, they said they really are. And they said they couldn't believe it. But you know what this will do to their poor insurance is crazy. You're going to see them shooting lasers at headband zombies now. I think that's going to be the new shootout that you used to be OK Corral.
You hear a pow, pow.
Yes. Bang, bang. We don't even want you to use the noise anymore.
Time out. I got you. Time out. No timeouts.
Well, then they're going to then they're going to sue people because they get like brain cancer in a couple of years from having those like headbands on.
Yeah. At least you didn't get shot in the dick.
I mean, I just couldn't believe in a thing like that they could have that. And it made national news for the right reason. I mean, it was impressive.
Yeah. That was pretty brutal when I went. I just saw it recently when Jeff Tate was in town. We went to it. It was, it was pretty crazy. It was like a high school production of Shootout at the OK Corral.
Guys with tinting glasses, prescription glasses on and cell phones strapped to their gun belts.
No, you know what? They look the part and everything, like I said, but it's super corny. I mean, listen, I grew up going to Universal Studios a couple times a year when I was a kid, and they had a really good stunt show there. They still have a stunt show there. But that's what I grew up on. I was used to the patter in between, one guy introducing the thing and, one guy goes in quicksand, and it's all part of, behind the scenes movies plus, like a live action thing. So this thing was pretty boring to me, but
maybe this guy read your Yelp review and he's like, this guy wants fucking fireworks. I'll show him.
I'll show him fucking fireworks. That's for you, Ggreg Chaille.
Just standing over, blasting this guy in the balls with a real gun. Like, that's for you, Ggreg! That one's for you!
All right, guys. I'm gonna go back into redo my Yelp review because that looked fucking real. I'm standing up. More! More!
I had a ball, and so did the guy you shot.
It was interesting coming back through, from Phoenix yesterday. We stopped off to get some gas in a little town called Vail, Arizona. There's nothing there. There's basically a Subway sandwich and what was it? It's like Hector's taco shop and a gas station.
How'd you like to have to compete with that in the middle of nowhere?
Well,
franchises are ruining this town.
At the edge of Hector's taco shop across from the gas station, there was a little shack. Honestly, it looks like a tow behind camper, like a medium to small size. It says in big, huge letters as long as it is, like 10 feet, 12 feet long. It says magic shop. It's a fucking little tiny magic shop in the middle of Vail, Arizona, off like 2 miles off the highway. And it's like a mud, it's in a mud lot. Now that is a niche market.
Because, if you think about it, did you make everybody in Vail disappear? What's the population of the town?
I don't remember even seeing homes. It's a couple businesses.
I just think it's funny there's a Subway there.
Subway, yeah. There's Subways everywhere. And it's one of those things, Becker, when you're driving cross country or you're going, you're like when you used to do road work, you don't want to fucking pull over for some fucking where you have to go off the highway more than a block.
Yep. And fight 900 people.
Yeah. And then you're going to have to turn left to cross the traffic coming back to get back to the highway. And this is one of those things I would never have gone there but I think there was a bathroom issue or something like that with someone in the car. So.
No, this seems pretty legit. It's got show windows. I like the font choice. Like, this is all.
Oh, yeah. And it looks pretty magical because this was about sunset.
Yeah, you caught it at the golden hour. You have a backhoe burying a septic tank or digging one up in the back of your picture.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's a buried alive thing.
Buried alive, yeah. They do demonstrations twice a day.
This town is known for its septic tank explosion of 1887.
It's a popular gag.
Reenactments every hour.
No, I love Arizona. I used to drive there. I'd always pull off on any of those little weird towns. And the weird towns really are weird. I mean, they exist and you go, how do you even live out here? I don't get it.
Yeah, it reminded me of driving the highway out in Alaska. where remember where Wolf City used to be?
Yeah.
Like you
Wolf, was it Wolf City? Wasn't it Wolf Town, USA or something?
I think it was Wolf Town. I don't know.
Yeah, Wolf Town. Yeah.
It was
Anyway.
where, the wolves for that one, for Into the Wild. Is that where, what was the movie with Sean Penn had something to do with it? Is that
Into the Wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that's closed now. That guy got busted for something.
Yeah, he got busted for having illegal wolves.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, that was.
He was creating like hybrid wolf dogs and like he's like the island of Dr. Moreau out there. He's just creating his own stuff.
Well, we passed it a few times and then finally we stopped, Tracy and I, and like we're the only ones there. And then this big burly guy comes in and he goes, "You guys want the tour?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And so we go out there and he basically is walking us through this like serpentine trail that goes through this whole back area that basically has like 12, 15 foot high fence all the way around it. And he's telling us about each one of these wolves. And this guy was like a longshoreman. He was a big burly guy. And we would come up to one and there'd be like a split rail fence, like nothing that would hold anything back. It's just like a vertical post, two vertical posts, and then a rail across it, right? So it's just kind of a pathway guide. And you would see the worn dirt path that you would take right by that fence. And then you'd see worn dirt on the other side of that rail. That's how far the wolf can get to. And sometimes they can get up past that. And at times he would say, "Now you want to swing wide here. You don't want to get near that one." It's like, "Hey buddy, shorten the fucking chain on this thing. Your path goes right next to where this wolf can actually grab you." And that was.
I think I might know why he's closed now.
It was.
He would shorten the chain if he could get in there without.
Oh no, John. These wolves, as soon as he walked up, these every single one of them would back away until he commanded them to come forward.
Well, that's because he's the alpha.
Oh, fuck yeah, he is.
Until the beta dog decides to take him down.
He would tell us to swing wide at one, and then he'd say we could walk past this other one. It was pretty crazy.
Were you at all concerned that maybe it was feeding time and you were the tour?
I was really concerned because we kept going out and we never turned around for a long time. And I thought that was a little odd. But he had some really good stories about the wolves, and I did feel bad because I felt like maybe they weren't being properly cared for. He did have a really interesting story. He said, I asked a shit ton of questions because I was really nervous, but I asked him, like, what do you feed them? Is it like just dog food or do they get actual meat? And he goes, "Oh no, they definitely get stuff to tear into." And he said, one time a semi truck full of live chickens in the winter, spilled just past, a couple of miles up the road. And he went out there and just basically took all the chickens that he could stuff into his truck. And basically they ate that until they were gone. He would just throw a chicken in each of the little corrals every couple of days. A frozen chicken.
How do you get the truck to tip over?
That's the thing.
It was a damnedest thing. Somebody just strung a wire across the road and this truck just hit it. Really crazy.
That's the difference between a guy who was successful in the wolf game and a guy who wished he had learned how to roll a truck.
That's why he's the alpha.
Uh-huh. And then I fed him flat screen TVs because that was the only truck that flipped that year.
It was sad leaving that place because I'm like, I feel like I just kept that guy open for another week.
Yeah. Did you know the end was near when you left?
Oh my God. It was weird. I think we stopped in to get an ice cream sandwich and just see what was up. And then we ended up taking the tour. I'm glad I did now because those rules were pretty amazing. But, yeah.
No magic shop though, huh?
No magic shop.
See?
But I was actually scouting to find locations, and that's why we arrived at Vail. Just more traffic.
I mean, the wolves can make a dead body disappear pretty quick if that's magic.
Yeah.
Well, we made the news again. They're taking the White House Christmas tree will be coming from Alaska. After the president came up and told us how beautiful the Alaska wildlife was, he decided to cut one of our trees down and take it back to Washington, which I thought was a very nice environmental touch.
So where does the tree usually come from? Doesn't it come from somewhere like close by?
Well, they pick a
California.
They pick a different state every year.
Oh, they do?
This is the first time Alaska's ever been chosen.
We're back to the A's.
Jesus, what's that going to cost?
Oh, and they said millions in corporate sponsors are going to bring it in. So thank God politics isn't involved in Christmas.
Yeah. So that's going to have to go. I mean, they're not going to put it on a truck. They're going to put it in a fucking.
Well, they're going to
put it in a plane, right?
No, they barge it to Washington and then they're going to drive it. There's they have this Alaskan trucker and like Linden Trucking is going to drive it from Washington to DC, or at least to Maryland.
It just seems it's not going to be fresh.
The ADN article talked about like a bladder system to like keep it fresh, and also like they have to like keep it warm on the barge. It sounds like a real process. Doesn't necessarily sound worth it. But
boy, the tree lobby must be really pumping this one up, right? What's the advantage?
Well, the advantage is they don't lose a tree in the DC area.
That's true.
But I mean, this tree's 90 years old, Becker. It's lived its life. Make room for some younger trees.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how healthcare was supposed to work, but that didn't work out.
Exactly. These old trees are using up all the resources, all the good soil. Let's get them out of there. Send them off to an island to die.
Yeah, but don't the big trees, like, aren't they the ones that mate and make the strong, like, younger trees? Is that how science works?
I don't want a bunch of old trees fucking in front of my kids, Greg.
The thing is, you should really respect your elders, John. I mean, these trees have seen things. They've seen our economy go up and down, up and down, up and down. And as of last week, they stopped any offshore drilling or any drilling of any kind or selling land parcels in Alaska. Now we're not going to have trees either. If they could just get these fish out of here, we could get back to what we're really good at.
Yeah, staring at the snow.
Yeah, which we don't have either.
Yeah. You can truck it in. I think Washington, D.C., that's why you're getting the tree. That's why you're sending the tree from Alaska to Washington. They're going to send you snow in a trade. Straight up trade.
They're going to have to barge it.
Yeah, they'll barge it.
I think Alaskans just like any attention we get from the lower 48. I don't know why, but it just seems like whatever it is, whatever they throw at us, like we get very excited. Like, hey, we would like a tree that's going to be shipped across the entire country. You guys are going to have to foot the bill, get some funders, and everybody's just like, yes, this is our big break. This is how we finally get respect.
Well, we made the national news again earlier this week because we had a lady go into a Subway, and apparently she disrobed, and after 2 hours in the bathroom, she came out naked and started trashing the place.
Like knocking shit over and like squeezing bottles of ketchup and
busting holes in walls, and really trashed it.
And Subway was stoked because nobody was talking about Jared for one day.
Yeah. Publicity stunt. So what was the reason she did this?
They think spice.
Oh, Jesus.
We have a huge spice problem. And what the mayor has come up with now is it's a good plan because our homeless have been having epidemic. If you have a heart attack right now, you're probably going to die because a homeless guy is currently being treated for spice overdose over the fact the taxpayer that's having a heart attack in his tax-paid house in his tax-paid driveway is going to die because he's too busy saving a guy who apparently has no means of income. But what we're going to do to crack down, they said today, is they're going to crack down on the dealers of spice, which I don't know who they are. Why didn't you already do that? But number two is they're going to increase the fine for spice use, which I don't know if you know how homeless work, but they usually don't pay the first fine. So I don't know where the second fine's going to come from.
Yeah.
So give them more money so they can buy spice and cover their overhead.
Well, don't they sell spice in like head shops and stores?
We made it illegal. It's illegal in the state of Alaska. Same with bath salts
they still do, but they're not supposed to.
But like I remember like in Anchorage City, in the city proper, they outlawed it a while ago, but they still had it out in Wasilla.
Yeah, well,
I think they banned it everywhere. You used to be able to get it online too.
Yeah,
state ban. Yeah, and fair enough. I mean, but the irony is we legalize weed. You can get weed now.
Yeah.
And so why you'd be doing spice is just mind-blowing. And why
Becker.
the homeless need a distraction from their current situation is unbelievable.
Nobody's ever smoked weed and decided to take all their clothes off in a Subway. That's a whole different level of drug use.
They've decided to go to Subway.
That's not comparable.
They've gone to Subway on weed before, but they've never taken their clothes off at Subway.
They just took like 25 minutes to order a meatball sub.
Yeah.
That's the worst you can do on weed in a Subway.
Yeah, the worst they ever did is didn't put their stuff on the table away when they left. Yeah. Somebody will get it.
Bust your own table. Yeah, you guys I saw that in the ADN you had 30 incidents yesterday, Monday, of, where police or EMTs were called out, and spice related.
Right. And it's overwhelming when you think about it.
But they're just guessing these things are spice related. Like, they're just saying spice as like a catch-all for all of these things. These people could be like drinking bleach or whatever, and they're just saying spice.
Well, I can only just read the article, John. I mean, I wasn't there.
Well, I say if you are a homeless person on any spice-related call, you lose all public assistance of all kind. You're done. We'll fix you this time, but you're done. You get no food supplements or free housing, or you just lose everything if you use spice. And maybe that'll work, or it'll fix itself.
I wish, yep, I don't know. We should hammer down on spice so they can all go back to drinking bottom shelf vodka.
Yeah, this is what happens when you crack down on liquor and leave the other things to run wild.
Yeah, all of a sudden liquor is really appealing for homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from our standpoint, right? I don't know. I've had to cut down liquor ever since. Yeah? Since the acid reflux, and I went to the doctor.
You think it was all that grapefruit juice?
No, it was the Prince's Nashville hot chicken that I made and deep fried, and Bloody Marys, and too much booze on football Sunday.
All right, well then drink Virgin Marys.
No, I just slowed. I got to slow down drinking for 2 months. They got me on some medication, and
what I'm saying is tomato juice is probably worse than alcohol.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it was definitely, yeah. It was, and I just couldn't stop eating this chicken. I was trying to just eat one piece. I was trying to just eat one piece an hour, you know, but it was breaded in buttermilk and flour, and it had some Tabasco in the actual breading. And
because if you have one piece an hour, you're still okay to drive, right?
Well, they're smaller pieces too, John. I mean, I cut up 3 entire chickens, and there's like 10 to 15 pieces out of one chicken. So I was cutting I was parting out the whole thing, right? So they were reasonable pieces. It wasn't like I was eating, you know, an entire breast or like a thigh each hour. I was really trying to,
You couldn't make an hour though.
No, it was so good.
Wow.
It was so good. And, you know, that's it. I can never make it again, and I can never eat it again.
Are you going to put the recipe in the show notes?
I will put the recipe in the show notes. Hey, I got to tell you, John, I know you like hot stuff. I know you guys had the chicken wing hot stuff thing. This thing, it's an oil that you mix, and you brush that on, you baste it on, after the chicken's out of the fryer. It is so good.
All right, I'm ready.
So you quit cold chicken. You're just done.
Cold chicken, man. I went to the doctors and they took blood and I passed out. It was a whole fucking thing. And I gotta go back in 6 months. They're gonna do it again. Not the passing out part. I hope not.
You remember when you didn't have insurance? You had none of these problems.
I know.
You had teeth.
Right.
You could drink and have fun, and you slept all the time. Now look at you. You're up all the time. You're worried about your health. You're going to doctors. How are your eyes?
Fake
your eyes going bad?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm on 1.5s for my readers now.
Jesus. See, I'm probably from that medication you're taking for acid reflux. It's a domino system. You're going to end up in intensive care before New Year's.
Yeah, I got to stop going to the doctor.
Just quit. Quit going to the doctor.
These used to always work themselves out.
They do. Talk to the old people from depression. They don't run to the doctor every time they got a goiter the size of a grapefruit. They just work around it.
They just take a swig of cod liver oil and get back to work.
Hey, John, did you ever find a doctor?
No. I got my bill for my emergency room visit, and I don't really want to find a doctor anymore.
How much was it?
The hospital.
Was this for your appendicitis?
Yeah, the hospital is $2,000 after insurance.
Oh.
This is what I told you about free healthcare. It's very reasonable, John.
And the doctor billed me separately, not as part of the hospital. So that I'm still waiting to get the after insurance price for that, but that's $700 before insurance.
Ay.
Wow. So you could have flown to Costa Rica like I told you.
Yeah, twice.
There you go.
But you have insurance, right, John?
I have insurance.
Wow.
No, and this is why I told you. I told you it's a bunch of bullshit, And when you go, oh yeah, use it. And then you go, and then look, now you're what, 22, you'll probably be $2,400 into your free visit.
Yep. Well, I guess that's just, the price we pay for living in the greatest country in the world.
Well, you know what? The greatest country in the world is screwing you.
Moving to Costa Rica.
No, I'm just telling you. I watch this go on and on. I've had people come in and go, I had to take an ambulance because I had something wrong, blah, blah, blah. And they go, yeah, it's like $3,000 they charge them to take an ambulance.
Yeah,
the insurance doesn't cover
I'm never going
that.
to take an ambulance. I'm going to just call a cab. Like, even if I'm having a heart attack.
Wait, John, you didn't take an ambulance, did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay,
But
so you were
I can't
walking.
imagine. That would have tacked on an extra like $5,000.
No, I would have. And that's what's so crazy. And then they go, oh, gee, we need more ambulances. No, we need this is crazy.
But John, when you went, you had nothing wrong with you, right?
No.
Yeah, see, I think
Well, don't say it like that.
Well,
At the time, I was in pain and like thought something was wrong with me. But all the doctor did was like press on my stomach and said, "Yep, where you think it hurts, it hurts." And then she walked away and then sent me a bill.
It seems like if you did have like your appendix burst, that you should get some kind of a rebate. Like it wasn't a thing where you came in and, kind of, had someone palpate your stomach and then walk away. You actually had something, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if this is for real, then, we're going to knock a couple bucks off.
I guess if their goal is to like get people to stop coming in for like, whatever pain they feel.
Phantom pains.
This is a good deterrent.
Yeah.
Because now I'm going to make sure something is really wrong next time I go back.
There's got to be bones sticking out before I go, can I do it myself?
Well, that's a shame because that really is the wrong message, right?
No, it's exactly the right. I told you all along. That's the right message.
This is
Google it, get a Dremel tool, do your own work.
I got to shop back in a Dremel. I'm going to get this thing out.
There you go. Dentistry all the way down. Psychology, just look online and look for people whining about the same thing you're whining about. And if they stop posting, don't do what they did.
Instant message them on the side. Yeah, that's my problem when I go to the doctor. Much like when I go to get my car looked at, I can't shut up. I start giving like what I think it is cause I do the same thing everyone does. WebMD. You go to the internet and you're basically, you're probably right. Most of the time, I've been right every time because you hunt around enough and you'll find it. But this time I went in there and I caught myself halfway through and I just stopped saying anything. I said, yeah, what's wrong with me? It tastes like, my mouth tastes like I swallowed acid and that's it. Don't shut up, Chaille. Don't say anything else. Cause I got a copay. I got to pay for some of it.
Yeah, make them work for it.
Yeah,
make them do the detective work.
John, for $2,600, you should have just walked in, dropped your pants, held your hands up, and just said, "I think something's wrong," and make them work for it. Because I mean, they're definitely being paid.
Yeah, and I just find it fascinating though. It just amazes me because, like I said, anymore a doctor doesn't know. The basic doctor you get, he knows nothing more than you do. Where's it hurt? It could be your arm. It could be, you'll go, why, my arm, it feels like I twisted it. Okay, you twisted your arm. And then here's some Tylenol, and then here's your bill.
And I mean, I get it, because the doctor's busy. They have 12 dudes that are on a serious spice trip in the next room. They gotta get moving. But I still want, my money's worth. They should make, the emergency room wasn't even nice. It wasn't even a nice hotel. Make them nice. So when I'm paying for it, I at least feel like I had an experience.
Maybe next time you go in, you need to come in with a sexier kind of disease or affliction, like attribute it to spice. I'm using that because that's the flavor of the month. But that's certainly a more sexy diagnosis.
So when they're asking me so any drugs or alcohol, I'm like, well, I live a pretty clean life, but I do like to get spiced up every now and then.
Well, the other thing is, feel like you got your money's worth. See if they're a good qualified doctor. Take a red marker, and put dots over your penis and go, and this, I got this. And if they can't weed that out, you go, oh, I'll bet they're final.
Hey, Doc, while you're down there, maybe you can take a look at this. If he says red Sharpie, he knows what he's doing.
Quality. Obviously, you went to med school.
That's it. Thank you for listening to another episode of Near the Wild. I'm Matt Becker, sitting in a bus in Anchorage, Alaska.
I'm John Norris, sitting in serious debt in Anchorage, Alaska.
And I'm Ggreg Chaille in Bisbee, Arizona. Ooh.
Spookiness.
You
been listening to the Near the Wild podcast with Matt Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska on Matt Becker's backyard bus. Engineered by me, Ggreg Chaille.
Guys, I gotta go back to work.